it's ironic though. Like I say, I think the blacks actually respected me more than they did anyone else because like I was this great general. Like I say, like I'm Lucifer Star, this great mega person. Like I said, I did create the blacks and also made them black and stuff like that. And like I say, they got together with some pure whites supposedly, and basically they betrayed the Germans. Pretty much, they were living in there, and they had gotten enough, like I think a couple hundred, pretty much. And they basically took out key spots in the German defenses to allow the blacks to basically overcome. And I think they might have turned the guns against the French. So where, like I said, that's why they say, oh, the Germans were firing on the French or whatever. It was that battle. It's like no, there's a couple of white people that were really, really, really fucking stupid, and they believed that by helping the black people get into the city, that the black people would make them rich and all that stuff. There's probably like 100 or like maybe 500 white people basically, and pretty much they were convinced by the black people that because the black people let them basically go to Africa and they said no, it's fine here, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, there's nothing bad happening here. So the white people were going to basically Africa and coming out and going in, coming out and actually having sex and having a great time, and they basically just pretty much fooled about 120 or 500 young, very stupid white people into pretty much helping them take out Germany. So these young, very stupid white people pretty much went up there and were like this little militia that pretty much basically helped take down the defenses and even fired on the French soldiers. They weren't Germans that were firing on the French soldiers. It was actually some white people, and not the Germans, by the way. Anyway, though, so and they turned the battlements. They just lowered the cannons down and fired, or raised it up. I mean, fired on one of the other groups, and they immediately ran in. They immediately bugged out, as they say, or ran back, to the battlements because they knew what was going on. I mean, obviously, the Germans wouldn't turn on them at the last second. It's not like, oh, now you die, and so it was sabotage. It's about 100 to 500. It's very stupid. Uh, White people had been going to Africa and back out and going to Africa and back out and thought that, oh yeah, Africa's fine, the blacks are fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And pretty much then they thought, oh yeah, 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 yeah. If we let them into Germany, they'll make us rich and they'll give us whatever we want in Germany. And because the blacks were promising them the world, basically money, women, their choice of women, their choice of cars, whatever they wanted in Germany, as long as they helped them get into Germany. Like I say, like I say, they ran up and they did this. They drove up in their little piece of shit cars with their African supplied guns, which jammed half the time. By the way, like I said, there's a lot of reports where the guy's gun jammed and he tried to beat the German soldier with the butt of his gun. But I mean, my German soldier, my guns don't jam. Their guns did jam because they're a piece of shit, whatever guns. So anyway, so 500 very stupid white people. I mean, when you think about the whole of Africa, I mean, it's very easy to fool 500 stupid white Americans. They say maybe 800. I don't know. Anyway, they ran up and they basically started attacking the battlements from behind. Pretty much snuck up on the German soldiers and basically I think we did encounter one of the groups or something like that, and some of my people might have figured it out because there was some fighting before the thing, and then there was fighting because you can't really hear gunshots that far, so they were running up in there, and they took out the guns. And I think they got the guns away from the Germans, and then they swiveled them over, and then fired on the French, and the French had to run back, towards the turrets, and there was some intense fighting there or something like that. But they killed quite a few of the other people because the French were camped out there or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, the French were cool people and all that. I don't know how many they actually took out, but there's a couple, like 3 shells, I think, that fell before they were. It was just a slaughter because they were sleeping. They were just they were sleeping there, and just being lookouts basically. And so the shells fell right in the middle of sleeping people, just slaughter. And those white kids were like, boom, yeah, we're real men now, yeah, boom, firing on sleeping French soldiers, and they're back there, boom, feeling like they're tough guys or something like that, and like pathetic losers. Anyway, though, so then the blacks attack, and then so the French are being attacked from both sides or something like that. It's just a slaughter basically. It's horrible, and then they get past the guns and but the white people are actually firing on the black people as well because they don't know that they're rushing them at the same time or they didn't time it right, so they're still firing, and the black people are dying. It's really bad. It was really, really, really psychotic. So anyway, so they rush in basically, and they rush in there, and I think the black people just kept going. I forget exactly what the deal was, but basically that's where they come in. They just keep hitting that thing with a mass wave attack. Anyway, they grab the white people, and the white people are like, "Hey man, what's going on? What's going on?" Like I don't really know that much about it, but basically I know reports of what the black people said and what the and because black people talked to me about it too. I mean, eventually, later on. So basically, because black people actually said, we have respect for you because you all were our enemy. And it's like, yeah, well, that's nice. Anyway, though, but they captured it and they said, but the traitors we are going to kill for you. So they killed. So all those like 150 or 400 or so white people, basically they're like, you just betrayed your own country. We are not going to what's called to trust you. So you are now going to die. So they shot them all, and lots of soldiers would say how they can verify factually that all 400 of those white people did die that day, and basically did not live. A day passed that the black people slaughtered them all, of course. So, I mean, they had just betrayed Germany, and they lived in Germany. So, but and Africa was like, now you live in Africa. You do not. You're not long. They were using this mind thing where they were telling these white people that had lived in Germany, you are not no longer German. You are African now. You are one of us. And so they were basically